Hi there, grade 5 and 6 boys and girls. Welcome to another exciting lesson. With you once again, I am Isham Shadeen. Today, our reading passage will be one that's quite interesting, as this is the period of historical importance for our country. Guyana has come a mighty long way to become such a blessed and wonderful country. As we read, do remember to pay keen attention to the words and how they are pronounced. As always, watch out for and observe those various punctuations that helps to make your reading more meaningful. Let's begin. The history of Guyana begins 35 years ago with the arrivals of humans from Asia. These migrants became the Carib and the Arawak tribes, who met expeditioners from Spain in 1499 at the Essequibo River. In the ensuing colonial era, Guyana was a colony of Britain. During the colonial period, Guyana's economy was focused on plantation agriculture, which initially depended on slave labor. Guyana saw major slave rebellion in 1763 and again in 1823. To address the labor shortage, plantations began to contract indentured workers mainly from India. Eventually, these Indians joined forces with the Afro-Guyanese descendants of slaves to demand equal rights in government and society, demands underscored by the 1905 Rumtveld riots. Eventually, after the Second World War, the British Empire pursued policy decolonization of its overseas territories, and independence was granted to British Guyana on May 26, 1966. With the new political status of Guyana, many changes occurred. Some of these were: the name British Guyana was changed to Guyana. The British flag, the Union Jack, was lowered, and the golden arrowhead, Guyana's national flag, was hoisted for the first time. Guyana got its first Prime Minister, Mr. Lyndon Forbes Sampson Burnham, and its first Guyanese Governor General, Sir David Rose. Guyana no longer sang the British national anthem, God Save the Queen, but proudly sang Guyana's own national anthem. Our symbols of nationhood came into use for the first time. The symbols that represent our independence are the national flag, the golden arrowhead, the coat of arms, the national anthem, and the national pledge. The British Guyana Volunteer Force became the Guyana Defence Force. With independence came the termination of British colonial rule, and Guyanese gained the right to determine their own destiny. Well, our reading passage today was quite different from the norm, but I am sure that you found it to be very interesting. This story was based on a very real event, and I am sure you already knew what that event is. Can you say what the event is? Yes, independence. We would learn more in our social studies lesson, so do make sure you follow to find out more. Now, you would have noticed also that even though a story based on history, it had characters. Can you identify who were the characters in that story? We had the British government, governors, prime minister, the people belonging to the different ethnic groups. They all had an important part in the story of Guyana's walk to independence. Now let's examine the words that are directly related to the theme of independence. It's time for your pencil, book, and your dictionary. Here we go. British Guyana. Now these are two words. but we'll spell them because they are the name of one particular place. British, British, Guiana, Guyana. That is how Guyana was spelled when it comes with British, British Guyana. The term British Guyana was used to describe Guyana when it was ruled by the British Empire. Colony. Let's spell Colony, colony. The word colony describes an area under full or partial political control by another country. Rebellion. Rebellion, rebellion. Rebellion means an act of armed resistance to an established government or leader, or resisting authority or control. National. 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 National refers to characteristics of a nation, something common to a whole nation. Government. 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 Government describes a group of people with the authority to govern a country or state. Independence. Independence. Independence describes the state of being independent. And the term independent means being free from outside control or not being subjected to the authority or control of someone else. Symbol. 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 A thing that represents or stands for something else. A mark or object that adds significance to something. Termination. 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 The act of bringing something to an end. Well, boys and girls, let's review our term and words identified as being related to the theme independence. British Guyana, colony, rebellion, national, government, independence, symbol, and termination. You could read about the story of Guyana's independence in the Social Studies for Our Children Book 5 and the Guyana, Our Country, Our Home textbooks. This story can also be viewed on the YouTube channel. Please do your research and you will see how many things you can learn about the walk of Guyana to becoming an independent country. That's all for this session. I am Ms. Shamshadeen saying so long for now.